Hey there folks, this is Greeny welcoming you to my E3 impressions of the Microsoft conference. I may have missed one or two little bits throughout the conference just because of writing speed. I'll be looking at my notes quite a bit. So, let's get started, shall we? It'll all be done in order actually. Everything that was said in the conference will be said here in order, just to keep things simple and make sure that I don't forget anything or miss anything out more than the one thing I may have missed already. I'm not too sure. Anyways, they started off with a big hitter, probably the biggest hitter, and that is Metal Gear Solid 5. It's going to be open world, and I don't know, there's not much I could get from it. It's sort of... it's deserty. It's just like Metal Gear Solid 4 was a bit deserty at the start, at least. It's, there's going to be a couple of characters I think you can choose from. I think you can control them. They introduced them in a big way, so I'm assuming you'll be able to control them, but that's just assumptions. There's one of the choices is this kid. He looked like he was plucked right out of Final Fantasy 12 and chucked into Metal Gear Solid 5. It's shocking. But it's good. That's a good thing. They're going to get some more fans that way. So what else was next? Okay, here we go. World of Tanks. World of Tanks. What? World of Tanks Xbox 360 edition. It's free for gold members. I'm not sure if that means it's going to be crap, so they're giving it away. Have it, just have it. We thought we were making a good game, but it's turned out crap, so just have it. Or if they're just trying to entice people to the new sort of system that they're using for gold with 360, which looks to be like PSN Plus, PlayStation Plus. You subscribe for gold, and you get free games now and again. You get free rentals, you get free themes and stuff. I'm assuming that's how it's going to work. But again, that's assumptions. We don't get proper information from Microsoft. It's sad but it's true. Next up, we have Max Curse of the Brotherhood. Now, those of you who will remember, I think there was a game on the DS, I think it was called Max and the Magic Marker, where you could draw on the DS screen, or write words and things would appear, or things you draw would appear. I mean, not the words, I don't think. This is looking a lot like, very similar to that, 2D platformer, but it's looking more horror-ish, actually dark, black, whereas the other Max game was really light and children-friendly, kid-friendly. So that's interesting to see how they're changing the series and making it fit in with the 360 audience. That's all there is to say about that. They didn't really give many dates. Dark Souls 2. Okay, that's going to be another big game. It's going to sell brilliantly. Everyone's going to buy that who loved Demon's Souls and Dark Souls 1. My problem is, the trailer is very cinematic and that's it. It wasn't gameplay-ish. And it looked like it would be more of the same as Dark Souls 1. Not that that's a bad thing. It was a brilliant game. And for those of you who don't know, it is a dark, gritty sort of hack and slasher. They call it an RPG, but no. If running around stabbing people makes something an RPG, then I think most games will be that. Anyways, Xbox One. That's all the Xbox 360 stuff out the way. I'm surprised Metal Gear Solid 5 is coming to 360 and not Xbox One. That could have been a massive seller for the system. But they must have got too far into development and stuff, or something like that. Anyways, Xbox One time. Rise, Son of Rome. Bit of a disappointment for me. It's like God of War, only with Romans instead of Greeks. A Roman theme instead of Greek theme. And it's like a million other hack and slashers that you saw back on the PS2 era. I think Lord of the Rings, there was this one part, one of the Lord of the Rings games, where you stood up on a castle and you had to fling catapults and stuff and kick ladders down and prevent the enemies from overbearing you on the castle walls. And that's exactly what Rise looks like. There's nothing new, nothing original. The one original thing that I did see from it was like the turtle formation that the Romans used to use on, well, in the Roman days. They would put all their shields around themselves so that they couldn't get killed, and up above and everything, and put their spears into the shields so they attack people. That's the one originalised thing I saw from the trailer. Otherwise, a lot of people are getting excited about it, which I'm surprised because it's been done so often. But people apparently like that at the moment. It hasn't been done that often lately, so maybe that's why. Apart from God of War, but even God of War haven't had that much lately. So. What else? I wanted to say something else about it. I got it written down. Shouty voices, like you'd expect from God of War. Remember when the main character in God of War used to always shout every time he did every little thing? It's the same year. Death and blood everywhere. Nothing interesting particularly about it. I would try a demo of it. I would give it a go, don't get me wrong. But there's nothing to make it stand out. Okay, what's next? Killer Instinct. Now, I'm sure millions of people are excited for this. The nostalgia value is through the roof. It's going to be an Xbox One exclusive, they say right now. It might not be after a couple of years. You know what these console developers are like and all that. But it's a typical 2D fighter. Blood, guts, gore. It looks good. But don't expect anything different from it again. If you liked Killer Instinct when you were younger, you'll like it now, probably. I never played it, so I can't say if anything was that different from the trailer or not. Looks good. Sunset Overdrive. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, this looks like a really good cartoony racing game. But apparently it's a shooter. Who knew? It looks modern. The graphics do. Slightly cartoony shooter. I don't know what else to say. I'm sure at one point he had like a racing helmet under his arm, so maybe a race as well. Maybe that's why I thought it was a racer. Yeah, that's about all for that. Forza 5, we all know the Forza games. Realistic racing games. More of a racing sim, possibly. Emphasis was on good AI. Now, this is what is going to pull people in for this game. The driver tar. You're not against people who are just normal AI who will do things that only a computer would do. Stupid little things like drive into you even when you are driving there. Does that even make sense? The AI is going to be smarter, in other words. The driver tar, even when you're not playing, it'll be uploaded to the cloud. This is what I got from it anyway. I might be a little bit out, but either way, this is the basic idea. It'll be uploaded to your cloud, how you play, and the AI, when you get back, will be a lot smarter and play against how you would play. It'll make it more difficult, probably. It'll be a difficult game. I'm wondering if it'll get too difficult because of that, and people will complain about that, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe they got a difficulty limit on it, you know, so that it doesn't get too smart with you. That would be good. But yeah, it does sound interesting, even if it ain't my type of game, once again. Because they drive around on the cloud when you are not even playing. And I wonder if it uses energy from your 360, Xbox One, sorry. And if it uses energy and electricity from your Xbox One while putting it onto the cloud while not home. So maybe the console will still be running in the background. Or maybe it'll work from the, you know, on the Xbox One you have to put it on the internet once a day. Maybe it'll work from that. Anyways, there's a new Minecraft coming to Xbox One. I do apologise. It's going to be like the 360 arcade version, but it's going to be more maps, more general stuff to use to create stuff. I don't know how good that'll turn out, but it was really popular on Xbox 360, so I'm sure it'll be popular on Xbox One as well. Quantum Break is another game coming. I'm not quite sure what this is all about. The trailer, all it showed was these two characters, a man and a woman, with a time freezing around them, sort of Matrix style. But no gameplay was shown, so I'm not too sure. It just looks Matrixy. I'm not sure what sort of game it'll be. Probably like a third-person shooter. That's what I'm guessing at. And I'm assuming it'll be like a Grand Theft Auto style run around the city. Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea what it's going to be about. I haven't followed that game at all. D4. That's another game. That's the name of the game, D4. It's a Kinect-based hand movements game. All we saw, a tiny bit of gameplay in between all the shininess and not explosions, but fireworks, you know what I mean. A couple of hand movements where he was moving his hands to hit these circle things. That's all that D4 showed. No idea. They didn't even try to show what the sort of game was. It was only a short trailer though, so I imagine they didn't have much of a budget to put on the trailer. That's my theory. Project Spark. I'm assuming this won't be the actual name of the game, but it's a voice input game using the Kinect once again. Kinect 2, I think it's called actually. Where you act like a god. You change the world how you see fit. You grow trees over there. You lower the land down there. You add sea by there. And you have a little character as well, where you can send a volcano onto him. You can send enemies onto him and try and... I think you can try and fight them off with the character as well, so the god and the character. You control a lot, and somebody said to me, maybe you're controlling too much, and maybe that's true. It could be true, but it's an interesting concept, and I'd like to see how it works. It reminds me of this game that was out for the 360 before, maybe for the PS3 as well, where you had to get your little tribe, lower land, higher land, get rid of water, and make sure they get to the next checkpoint alive. Reminds me of that. I can't quite remember the name of that. Was it Dust something? I wish I could remember, but there we go. Ah, the quote. I have to say the quote. Come on, little buddy, let's rock and roll. It was the guy on the outside playing the game or whatever. He said that, and he made a rock or something. Come on, little buddy, let's rock and roll. It made me laugh. I'm glad he said it. It was cheesy, but it was amazing. It's interesting. It's different. I'm not going to complain about it just because of that one quote, because at least they're trying something different, you know? Something different from every first-person shooter out there. Next up was the smart glass. I'm going to show my stupidity, you know, if I haven't already. At first I thought it was the tablet that they were using. It wasn't explained brilliantly. So I thought they're going to try and get a tablet out that works with the Xbox One in the same way that the 360... the same way that the Wii U tablet works with the Wii U. But no, that's not it. So I was told it's like the operating system, and how, you know, the PS3 has the thing when you press the home button and that menu comes up, music, video, friends, messages. I think it's that sort of thing, the sort of menu that you can bring up in the middle of a game. But I can't be sure. What was it? If anyone knows, put it in the comments, because I'd love to find that out, so I don't look